This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast. Text me anytime at 773-766-5322 with your comments or thoughts on the podcast or topics you suggest. So here are 7 stories that we're following today. Before we get into them, I'll give a couple of headlines. The markets essentially hit records on Friday with the expectation at some point this year interest rates are coming down. We'll see how fast that happens. DeSantis ended his campaign. The Detroit Lions advanced to the NFC Championship for the first time in 30 to 40 years. Also in the news, Bitcoin is back down to about 40,000. Cannabis stocks are up so far this year. The 10-year Treasury is also up significantly. So anyways, that's a little bit of a preview. Here's the 7 stories that we're following. First, stocks point up again today as the markets are set to build on Friday's rally and records. You know, this will give everybody that has money in the market some feeling of the wealth effect. Don't bitch too much because the markets don't always go up. But the stocks are all-time records, and the Wall Street Journal reports that things might get tougher from here, but we'll see. Second, Ron DeSantis drops out of the Republican race, leaving Nikki Haley as the last contender against Donald Trump. Early polls for November show in a rematch of Biden and Trump that it's basically a toss-up. DeSantis dropped out. He endorsed Donald Trump. Nikki Haley's still in the game. It's really a fascinating situation where everybody on the Republican side seems very scared to be against Donald Trump because he's so liked by the populist, sort of like the general population, I guess it is, you know, and it's a fascinating situation because in terms of deficit spending, he certainly didn't act like a Republican. The deficit is a very important issue to most Republicans, and a lot of other issues leave him as a little bit unpredictable as the leader again, but we'll see how it goes. Third, Apple rebounds to be nearly flat for the year to date after having a start of the year that was fairly down. Fourth, the 5 largest healthcare market capitalization stocks are as follows. Eli Lilly and Company riding the success of obesity and diabetes drugs. United Health Group just riding the growth in the size that they are. Novo Nordisk, again, in that obesity, diabetes drug area. Johnson & Johnson and Merck. Those are the 5 largest market cap stocks. Sixth, Macy's rejected a $5.8 billion takeover offer. Who thought Macy's is still worth $5.8 billion? Sixth, Wayfair jumped 10% plus on Friday on news of layoffs. We did a separate podcast on layoffs. Many CEOs end up using the layoff strategy to please the street, to cut costs. I often see it as not such a great thing. It often means that a company overhired to begin with. I greatly respect the discipline of smart hiring, not overdoing it so you don't end up with layoffs on the back end. My kudos to Jessica Cole at Becker's Healthcare there for avoiding those huge ups and downs that go with huge hires and huge layoffs. Seventh, Ally Financial Group, also good signals in the financial area, also rose about 10% plus on Friday. So those are 7 stories that we're following this morning. Follow us separately for Play to Your Strengths, a separate podcast on Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Thank you so much for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Again, if you listen all the way through, you send me a text, 773-766-5322. You do it today, and you're the first person to do it. We'll send you a $100 Amazon gift certificate for listening. Thank you so much.